Ricky Fontaine back with another episode of what I like to call Ricky Fontaine On. And what I'm on today is the Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings. And ladies and gentlemen, there is now a 1 in the win column for your Atlanta Falcons as they defeat the Minnesota Vikings 40-23. We'll get into that reaction and review here in just a moment, but I do want to say like this video and subscribe to my channel. But a little bit of sad news. The Atlanta Falcons lost their beat writer that worked for ESPN. Mr. Vaughn McClure lost his life last week at the age of 48. I'd like to send my condolences out to his family at this difficult time. It was very, very random. I just watched the video and read an article by him, and then they announced a few days later, maybe a day and a half later, that he passed away. So RIP Vaughn McClure. Without further ado, let's get into why we're here. All right, so the Atlanta Falcons take on the Minnesota Vikings. I missed most of the first quarter. What I do know from it was 10-0 when I joined. Close to maybe a minute left in the first quarter and starting the second quarter. Looks like Deion Jones had an interception, which led to a quick score by the Atlanta Falcons, a touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Julio Jones, which was Matt Ryan's first touchdown pass in 11 quarters. So we're off to a good start here, and we got our Hall of Fame worthy wide receiver in the action with his touchdown. So 10-0 going to second quarter. Minnesota starts to move the ball. They're looking pretty good, and you're thinking at this point they get down to the 2-yard line. You're thinking at this point they're about to go score a touchdown. But they had 4 chances, and on 4th and goal at the 2-yard line, the Atlanta Falcons come up with a huge stop to get the ball back on their own 2-yard line, which was great. You see the energy, you see everybody hyped and ready to go, and that was a big play, I'm not going to lie. Also, shout out to AJ Terrell, who got his first INT of the season in a spectacular fashion. He intercepted that with his knees. And it just seems like at that point, everything is going right for the Falcons. Matt Ryan follows that INT up with a touchdown pass to our other wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, to make it 17-0. Right now, we're looking good. Not gonna lie, it looks good, but we've heard it all before. We've seen this story. We know how it ends. We've been through the credits with it. So it looks different though, but we shall see. We also get another pick in this first half. That's 3 picks by the Falcons, which the defense looking really good. Shout out to defensive coordinator Jeff Albrecht, who was promoted when Raheem Morris was promoted to coach. They moved him up into the defensive coordinator, calling some pretty good plays for us. We got us the 3rd pick, which led to 17 points off of those turnovers. That's great. You got to score off of them. That's 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I'm greedy. I would like 21 points off of it. I would like all 7s at this point, but you got to get what you can. So shout out to the defense. We add another field goal at the end of the half. Field goal is our mistress. So we up to score to 20-0 at the half for the Falcons. Again, not celebrating. We know this story. So let's see what happens in the second half. 3rd quarter, we get the ball and we move the ball down, and we get back with our mistress field goal, and now the score is 23-0. The Vikings score a touchdown, and the lead is cut to 23-7. And at this point, I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's see what these guys are going to do now that they done scored. Let's see if Minnesota can build off of this and try to cut in it some more. But it looked pretty well. We were moving the ball, and We got down to like, I think it was 3rd and 1 or something, and the Vikings got in our backfield and blew the play up and lost some yardage, which put us back to 4th and about 3. And it was at this point where you could either punt or kick a field goal. Younghoe Koo was decent on the day and on his kicks for us, but they remained aggressive. They went for it on 4th and 3, which turned into a 40-yard score to Julio Jones, which was magic by Matt Ryan. You know, T.I., I know you said that you probably want to get rid of Matt Ryan, but he showed why he was an MVP a few years ago, and showed why this team still needs him with this particular play. Staying upward in the pocket, moving the pocket and moving around to see Julio Jones even get open right there in that blank space, and was able to use his speed and take off on the secondary to score a touchdown for the good guys, and we lead 30-7. I love the aggressive play calling. I love it. I'm not into a whole lot of sportsmanship stuff. If we're beating you, I'm going to continue to try to put points up. Not just to rub your face in it, but to make sure that my team is still working. So they put some more points up, 30-7, and the quarter ends with that same score. I love it. We started off the 4th quarter just like how we started the 3rd quarter, visiting our mistress, the field goal, to add our score to bring the score up to 33-7. And I'm not celebrating still, but we are doing what we came to do in Minnesota, taking care of business. I like it, but I'm not celebrating yet. I need to see all zeros on the clock. The Vikings add a garbage touchdown to make the score 33-15 after a 2-point conversion. And now Minnesota, as you can assume, are going for the onside kick. Now, we know I'm not going to go back and beat over this drum over again. My video is out there about the Dallas Cowboy game. You can go back and take a look. But it just brings up bad memories. Anyway, so they go for the onside kick. And ladies and gentlemen, we recovered the kickoff. They actually looked like they knew what they were going to do. They had a game plan on special teams, and they did it. They recovered the kick. Hate to be petty, but hey, that cost us the game. So they recovered the kick. We moved the ball, getting good yardage, and we are faced yet again with another 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. You would think we can go ahead and kick a field goal at this point. But nah, we didn't want to visit that mistress again. No, we didn't. We wanted to put our foot on their neck some more, and they scored a touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Hayden Hurst, who was wide open. And they played us for the run, and Hayden pulled off his block, cut across, and was pretty much open on the sideline where he could just pretty much walk. Gangster walk, moon walk, all kind of walks, whatever dances you want to have to do. He could have just did that into the end zone, and that made the score after a field goal 40-15. Again, I love the aggressive play calling by this team. You got to do this. It's no disrespect to the Vikings, but for your psyche and what you're trying to do for the rest of the season, you've got to put points on the board. Another garbage TD from the Vikings makes the score 40-23 after the two-point conversion. That shouldn't have never happened. Kendall Sheffield was horrible in coverage. He just got tore a new one by the rookie Justin Jefferson out of LSU, who's going to be nice, y'all. Minnesota should have never got rid of Stephon Diggs, but that's not my team. I don't care. But this kid is nice. He made some big catches for the Vikings during this game, and it looks like Kirk Cousins is developing a relationship with him when it comes to trusting who he wants to give the ball. He has Adam Thielen, but Justin Jefferson is another option. So shout out to him. He had a very, very nice game. But Kendall Sheffield, you owe me one on that one. You blew that one. Nonetheless, the score is 40-23 at this point, and of course, Minnesota has to go for another onside kick attempt. And ladies and gentlemen, we recovered that one too. So we recovered 2 onside kicks this game. And that pretty much was enough to seal the deal as your Atlanta Falcons finished the game and win 40-23 to up our record to a measly 1-5 on the season. But it looks like we have some promising things coming from this team. So I'm excited to see what Coach Morris and the rest of the guys have in store for next week as we take on the Detroit Lions, which should be a winnable game. But Sunday is a different day, and you just never know what you're going to run into. A lot of people counted the Falcons out this week because of the way that Minnesota played last week against the Seattle Seahawks, and they gave them everything but came up short in their fourth quarter. And momentum they thought was going to carry over to this Falcons team, who was 0-5 at the time, and they didn't work out like that. I did not really like the fact that Dan Quinn got fired, but I mean, something had to happen, guys, right? And when you do, you have a different, when it happens, you have a different voice. People start playing, it's like a revitalized energy of some sort. And they showed it today, and they put up 40 points. This team has no problem with the offense. If you look at our scores and stuff like that, for a couple of games, we were up in 35, 38, almost close to 40 and stuff. It really doesn't matter on that side. It's the defense side of the ball, and that plagues this team. And we got out of the game with no injuries, thank God. And we're just ready to play again next week against Detroit. So I will have that reaction after the game. Hopefully we'll be talking about another win by the Falcons and seeing any other improvements that we may have made from this time, from this week to then. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel. Rest in peace, Bon McClure. And I'm Ricky Fontaine, and I'm out, man.